How's it going in Bookworms of Concord? It's been a while since I've done a book recommendation, so I figured it's finally time for that. Mostly because I was in Finland for almost a month, so I didn't have all my books with me, so I was only doing book reviews of the books I was reading there. But this time I am recommending a fiction, and that is The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. I did give this 4 stars out of 5, so it's not exactly perfect in my opinion, but it's very short, as you can see. It was a pretty pleasant read, kind of a a cute story, if you can say that. It's about this grizzled World War II veteran named Eddie, who finds himself meeting 5 significant people in heaven after dying in a tragic accident. Some he knew, others he didn't. That isn't a spoiler. It's literally right at the beginning. And if you were to read the synopsis, it would tell you that too. So the fact that he dies is not a spoiler. But it's really a story of vocation. You know, how true meaning in life is found in the vocations God gives us to serve and to love others. Now, in the dedication, Albom writes, everyone has an idea of heaven, as do most religions, and they should all be respected. So that is clearly a pluralistic view, which as Christians we should reject, since the scriptures do not tell us what heaven is like, and anyone's guess is simply wrong. But the scriptures rather speak of the intermediary state between death and the resurrection as a sleep, and they focus our attention instead on the bodily resurrection in the new creation. So to keep that in mind as you're reading this for my Christian audience, but Albom does do well in the overall purpose of this short novel, that people, as he says, realize finally how much they mattered and how they were loved. So in that respect, it's a really good story. That's really what kind of the journey that Eddie goes on, realizing how much he actually mattered in the lives of other people and how he was actually loved, which we may or may not realize in our own lives, in the own vocations that we fulfill, that God has given us, no matter how mighty or how lowly, right? Even this is why, as a Lutheran, I love Luther's the theology on vocation. That's even a lowly vocation. So to use, I think one of the ways he put it was, even the lowly vocation or of a shoemaker is as holy and God-pleasing and honorable as that of priest or emperor. And it's the same. This is what we still teach today as Lutherans. Even somebody with the lowly vocation of janitor is just as honorable and holy as having the vocation as president or congressman, whatever, or celebrities, with all the celebrity worship that's going on these days. So that this book is, I think, a really good read in that regard, that even the janitor should be appreciated for how much he or she actually matters. They are cleaning up our own refuse, but they should be deeply appreciated for what they do, because that's obviously not a job everybody wants to do. It's not something I want to do. In fact, I am going to start the hiring process of becoming a bus driver for children with special needs. And obviously that's not what I went to college and seminary for, but I need something to keep me financially solvent, until I receive my next call to another congregation. But again, even the lowly vocation of bus driver is just as honorable and God-pleasing as the vocation of priest, right? And a friend of mine told me that she works in she's a teacher for special needs children, and she told me how deeply how the teachers deeply appreciate the school bus drivers for children with special needs. So even like a lowly vocation like that is extremely important and valuable, and those kinds of people are loved. And so, I mean, whatever vocations you find yourself in, no matter how lowly and no matter how high as well, that you do matter to those people that you serve in whatever vocational capacity that may be. And you may not always realize it immediately, but that doesn't mean that you're not appreciated or loved for what you do. So I'll stop sermonizing now. So if you would like to learn more about that appreciation and knowing how much you matter, no matter what you do vocation wise, then I think you'd really enjoy this book. Just, of course, reading it with a Lutheran or a Christian lens of the pluralism is not entirely accurate, but again, that lesson of realizing finally how much you matter and how much you are loved before you return to dust. So yeah, that's my book recommendation. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye.